Okay, guys, let's have a little fun here. So this chart right here, this is Bitfinex shorts, and as you can see, this goes all the way back to 2017 to today. And as you can see, this has been trending down. Obviously, Bitcoin has been trending up. So I'm going to show you what I found here. And when I say could it really be this simple, it just might be. I'm going to show you a support level, even some fib channels added to this. We can compare it to price action. But to me, this is just another indicator. And guys, again, I am not calling for a crash or the top is in. I just think it's possible that we could have a pretty substantial correction soon. We'll hold support and then we'll push back up. I just want to show you the facts and you can decide for yourself. Some of you might not know, so USDT, well, we know that's Tether. But some of you might not know that Tether is owned by Ifinex, the Hong Kong registered company that also owns crypto exchange Bitfinex. Now, down here it says company based in British Virgin Islands. I don't know if they moved or not, but either way, Ifinex owns Tether and they own Bitfinex. And these are shorts. So you can see shorts are at all-time low. And when I show you what I found, this might be an indicator of what's to come. So we're going to go through all of that, but I want to cover a few charts first. And guys, as usual, I got to pay the bills. So if you want to sign up for Coincatch, it's no KYC. The link is pinned in the first comment description. And how this works, guys, just like every other YouTuber that promotes an exchange, when you enter a trade, whether it's a long or a short, you have to pay a fee, depending on how much you put into your trade. If you just went to Coincatch and created your own account, they would get 100% of those fees. By me promoting the exchange, I get a small commission on those fees, and that's how I make my living. So if you want to support me and sign up, much appreciated, guys. This is a tutorial video teaching how to create an account, transfer funds into your account, transfer funds to your futures account if you trade, as well as use some of the tools and features to actually trade. And guys, my suggestion, even if you don't watch this video, use market price, because it's going to save you a lot of headaches as opposed to a limit in mark price. But I do cover that in this video. If you want to watch that, link up to it now. So before we jump into this chart, and I will come back to it, I just want to cover a few things. So it was 2 videos back. I did 2 videos yesterday. I said it's make or break for Bitcoin. I'll put a link to this video now if you want to check it out. I was telling you, look, this was a key level on the CME chart, 94,500. That was our resistance. I said it was make or break. So look, either we get above 94,500 and we start pushing higher, or we get rejected and we come down. We still don't know how it's going to play out, but as of right now, it looks like we did get rejected around that area. You can see we pushed above it briefly, and we're still back under this point. We could still push above it. I'm not saying we can't. It's just a resistance level to pay attention to. I think it's safer to short resistance. Even if you're in a long, you can still scalp a short while leaving your long open. But I think it's possible we could have some downside, and when I go back to those Bitfinex shorts, it'll make a little bit more sense. And remember, we have that gap below around 77,900. The BLX chart, this is just another example. This is just, you can see how price respects these rings. We just moved down this ring. When we crossed it, we pushed up. This ring right here, it acted differently. Instead of being resistance, it acted as support, right? Support, hit it one more time, pushed up, went to the next ring. So we're waiting to see if this ring becomes resistance, and then we get a drop, or if this ring ends up being support, and then we push up. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of liquidity around 75,000. 95,000 has not been taken out. There's liquidity at 96,000, and there is a shitload of liquidity around 100K. A lot of people expect it to go 100K, and it's very possible. And it just so happens we got a ring sitting right up here around 100K, even higher than that. So we're watching to see what happens, but we are at a critical resistance level, and I just want to show you a few other charts. Now, I will be opening a short around 96,000. Probably what I'm going to do is just ladder in. I do think they're still going to push it up to take out 95K. They didn't take out, they tapped it, but didn't take it out yet. So one way to play this is you ladder in. So depending on how much you want to be in, like, let's say you want to be $4,000 at 20x or something. So I might ladder in. So add like $500 at 95K, add another $500 to it at 95.5K, and then another $1,000 at 96K. And then if we get above that, then I'll just have to, get stopped out and take my loss and possibly go long. But it's going to be hard finding the top. But I do think that this is a very key level, 96,500. I think it'd be a great point to short. Not to mention we have some liquidity around 96K, but most of the liquidity is sitting at 95K right now. And then 100,000, there's a lot of liquidity. So a lot of people think we're going to 100K. It's possible, I don't know. The Dow Jones, I talked about this before. I mentioned that this was a very key level, this ring. I said we could get rejected. We did. Notice we broke a support level. We did hold support in the center bullish band on the daily. Now we're below this level as resistance. This right around 43,322. To fill the gap below, we have to drop down to 42,279. And your most critical support on the Dow is down around 41,379. No, that's not a crash, it's just a correction. Like I said, I think we can have a correction, price comes down, holds support, pushes back up. That's typically what happens. The DXY I mentioned in the previous video as well, or 2 videos back. If the DXY holds above 105 or 106, expect us to push higher. We're currently testing our previous high back here in 2023 in October. We got a rejection. If we get above 107, where we're probably heading up to 108, hey, maybe even 110. But the DXY is pushing up. We pushed all the way up from 100. Now we're up at we tapped 107. So we'll have to see what happens from there. But the DXY does seem to be pushing up. The Dow seems to be coming down. And it was the last video I put up, the same video. I gave access to this chart. Now, I did mention in this video that they had minted $1 billion USDT. I always make a post in Discord whenever they mint USDT. Typically, when that happens, price pushes up. Now, I expected it to potentially maybe go sideways, catch support, push up. Maybe we continue to push up, we come back down, and once we cross this line, that we would get a drop. Now, this has been very weird how price has interacted with this line. That chart's no longer up. I actually removed access to it. This is a published version of the chart, just so you can see how it played out. So if I hit play, you can see what happened. Now again, if we pushed up and then crossed this, we could have had that drop back down to support. But notice what happened. We got topped out at this yellow trend line here. We came down, we did cross it, and we got a drop. We were near support. We pushed up. We were just riding up this as support and resistance. We pushed up. I'll show you the H1 chart. This was just a channel we got topped out at. And you can see we as soon as we crossed it, we did get a drop. We pushed back up as resistance. This is not completely updated. This is how it is right now. Notice now we're testing this as resistance. So we'll have to see if we get a rejection from there, come down to 92,465. Like this is a channel. This is the top of the channel. So you would have shorted, like I said, 94,500 to 95,000 look like a great point to short. I'm not saying you can't go higher, but we are testing resistance. The top of that channel right now is around 95,000. And again, I do think 96,500 around that area would be a great point to short. The bottom of this channel is 92,465. The next support level below that, it's just the bottom Bollinger Band on the hourly is around 91,500, key support level. But it's interesting how this line's playing out. Right now it's resistance. We'll have to see what happens. And let's go on. So I just want to copy this line, this yellow trend line. So this is on the hourly. This is on the daily. If I paste this in, I just want to show you the significance of this trend line and why this is an important trend line. Not saying we can't push above it, guys. If we get above it, hey, we're going much higher. But you can see how price interacted with this line. It was support. We broke it, came down. It's resistance, 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 resistance. Flipped out support, as support. Came below, resistance. Then we tested as resistance again, resistance again, resistance again. We pushed above it, it became support. It was resistance, support. So you can see that this is a very key level. So if we get above 96,800 and that holds the support, then maybe we'll do something like this. We'll push above briefly and come back down, and that's probably how we'll tap 100,000 or higher. But to me, that looks like a safe point to enter a short. Like I said, I might ladder in, do like 500 at 30x. At 95K, and then at 95.5K, add another 500, at 96K, add another 1,000. And if I get stopped out, then hey, I ride my long or just wait for the next point to short. But I do think that's a critical level, and that'd be a nice point to enter a short. That's what I want to do. It's not what you have to do. I just want to show you why that's a very important level. So let's get to this chart right here. So this is shorts on Bitfinex. So I just found a trend line, a support level. And if you will notice, the reason I drew this line the way it is because I wanted to find as many points that touch. Notice it was support here, right? We have some support and resistance here. We got a nice touch there. Got a nice touch right here. A lot of support resistance through this area. Got a nice touch right here, right here, right here. A lot of support through here. We dipped below. There was support here. We dipped below. You see we dipped below it a lot right here. We pushed back up. So that looks like a trend line that shorts have been respecting going back since 2017. So now let's add in the price of Bitcoin and look what happens. All right. So if you just look and you kind of just look at where let's see here. Let me try to get this where I can. It might be kind of tough for you to see it here. All right, hold on. So if we look at this, so okay, back here, see when shorts were way up. Everybody was shorting, right? Shorts were they were way up. Shorts are way up. And what happens when shorts are really high, they're way up? What happens? Well, shorts start to drop and Bitcoin starts pushing up, right? When shorts were down here, they were really low. Nobody was shorting. That was the top. That was when we were up. Well, I can't see the price of Bitcoin because it's overlaid with shorts, but you can see, this was a peak for Bitcoin when shorts were very low, way below this trend line, the support trend line. You can see right here, shorts were very low, all right? And shorts started picking up, and you can see the price of Bitcoin dropped. We can go on. You can see right here, shorts were way up. They're really high. Everybody's shorting. When you see this green, this means shorts are rising. They're getting more and more shorts. Shorts are stacking. And what happened? Well, when shorts were at one of their highest points, you can see price started pushing up and actually pushed up ever since. I don't know how far back I am. You can see right here, shorts were really high. Shorts were stacked. And then you can see shorts started falling off because price started pushing up. And same thing, shorts are really high up here, and then price started dropping. And if you'll take note, I mean, price has just shot straight up ever since Trump, he got elected and he's president-elect. As bullish on Bitcoin, you can see prices just shot straight up. But what I like to point out is take note that this trend line, right here, this yellow trend line, this is the lowest point shorts have ever been. And every time shorts are at this lowest point, that typically means, just like here, shorts were really low, right? That was a top for Bitcoin. Shorts were really low. That was a top for Bitcoin. We dropped below the support level. And you can see we're now holding support above this point now. Now, I did add some fib channels to this. Now, this is something I will show you how I do in the next video I put up. I just want to show you these fib channels. Now I added these in and you can see how well price respects these. That's the beauty of fib channels. When you find a support level that price matches and you build your fib channel structure off of that, take note how shorts respect this line almost perfectly. You can see right here, rejected, 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 rejected here, rejected there, rejected here, here, and here. So that is the key level to pay attention to right up here. If shorts push all the way up to this point, right? Well, more than likely, price is probably going to start dropping. But once we hit this point, that might be a bottom because that might be when Bitcoin, finds major support. And then, so basically, shorts are very low right now, meaning nobody's shorting, everybody's longing. So if shorts start pushing up to this point, right? Well, then Bitcoin would start coming down, right, to whatever level, wherever we find support. Maybe it's that gap. Well, we know this is a very key level. So at this point, this is when shorts would start dropping off because people would start longing and the price of Bitcoin would start pushing up. So I just find that very interesting. Take note that our most key support level down here is this yellow support level. And we pushed up. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see right here, I can give labels here. It'll just be, look, this is 154. So that's currently support. Our most key support below is 129. We can come back down and test this. Bitcoin would probably push up because shorts are dropping off. But if this holds 155 or 156, all right, and then we get above 188, your next target above would be around 244. But your most critical level above, I would say would be, this would be your next strongest level above, all right? So let's say that shorts start pushing up. All right, 355 would be a point to pay attention to. If we hit that point, that could be where Bitcoin potentially has its next bottom or major support, pushes up. If shorts keep pushing above that point, all right, and then you see shorts go all the way up to, let's say, 657, well, that would be a very likely point where Bitcoin would have bottomed, found support, shorts would start dropping, Bitcoin would start pushing up. But just because if you go back since 2017 and just seeing, and take note right here, you can see that this line right here, you see how this was support back here? We found perfect support right there. So we already tapped that bottom point. Now you can see shorts are actually starting to push up. So as shorts push up, that means Bitcoin will be dropping. Just wanted to point that out. So again, seeing there were the lowest points ever with shorts, meaning everybody's long, it's very possible that we could push up from this point, all right? So again, if we start seeing shorts start stacking and you get up to 353, look and see where we're at with Bitcoin. If we're near a support level, again, that'd be a point to go long. If we go past that point, the Bitcoin could drop more. We get up to 657. That's the point you go long on Bitcoin because that's when shorts will start falling off. But just using this as an indicator, seeing shorts at an all-time low, meaning everybody is long, seeing that we are at a critical resistance level, we're just pushing above, coming back below. I'm saying it's very possible we could get a correction soon. Again, I'm not saying we're not in a bull run. I'm just saying we have pushed up a lot. Look how far we pushed up. This is very possible we get a correction. I'm just showing you all the signs. You have to decide for yourself. I showed you a possible ring. We got to find out if this ring holds support or as resistance, so we know if something like this happens, where it's a rejection or it becomes support. Either way, we still would move down it until we push up and then break it and then push higher. But that, along with the Dow coming down and the DXY pushing up, it just looks a little toppy. Again, not saying a crash, just saying a possible correction. But I do think you can use these Bitfinex shorts as an idea of what's going on. And we are at an all-time low for people shorting. Everybody is long. So I do think that it's possible we push up. Again, we take out that liquidity at 95K. I will probably ladder in my shorts up to 96,500. Maybe ride it a little bit above that. If it goes too high, I'm just going to have to take my loss. But to me, that looks like a point too short. Again, not for a top, for a crash down to $12,000. I'm just saying for a correction. Maybe we only come down to 86,000. Maybe it's only 83,742. Maybe we fill that gap, down around 77,000. I'm just saying it looks toppy. All the clues are there. I'm not calling for a crash. Just saying we're going to get corrections, and just all the signs show. I mean, look at that MACD. Not like it can go higher, but it is so overextended. It just seems like just be ready for a correction is all I'm saying. Not a crash, just a correction. And again, guys, if you want to sign up for Coincatch, that link is pinned in the first comment description. It's no KYC. If you didn't watch that tutorial video, guys, that's also pinned in the first comment description. That's it, guys. Just remember, I will be shorting that target I gave you. I'm going to be laddering in my short. If we get above 96,500, then hey, we're probably headed to 100K. But I just wanted to share this with you. I just think it's interesting. The shorts are at an all-time low. When that happens, when shorts start pushing up, we actually see Bitcoin start dropping, and we can see that on this chart right here. And you can get access to this chart on our website. It's offshorecrypto.com. That's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.